Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into today's episode of Canal Days, what life was like in the industrial Connecticut River Valley. I am your host Carrie, and along with my co-host, founder of Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Como. Our Canal Days series explores historic sites throughout Massachusetts, and with Robert's expertise of the history as our personal tour guide, each episode we discover a new location of the hidden history within. Today's episode will be exploring the Southampton First Congregational Church, located in Southampton, Massachusetts. So, where in Southampton is this church located?
It's on College Highway, right near the center of town, very close to the emergency department, police and fire department, next to Memorial Plaza. It's 214 College Highway, to be exact. Now, it started its life in this position, but it started its life right at the edge of the road. And they actually picked it up on carriages, and horses and oxen pulled it up a hill to make it about 40 feet higher up. That's incredible that it would do that. And so its steeple is not that high, but it looks a lot higher than it is because it's been raised up on this hill. So it's a fine place to go visit. Keep in mind the parsonage is a different place. The Southampton Center Cemetery is down the road, and that would have been the cemetery used by this congregation of people for their burials. And a lot of the old structures around were the typical homes that would have been there when Southampton was settled. Now, Southampton is celebrating its 250th anniversary this year. It was made into a town April 19th, 1775, the exact same day at the start of the American Revolution.
And reveal the history of the church.
Right. The church itself was built in 1788, and since you need a church to start a town, and the town was settled, made in town 1775, for the first 13 years, there must have been a small church somewhere. There would have had to have been. It would have been called the Meeting House. Now, this church is thought to be the oldest continuously used church in Massachusetts. It's almost 240 years old. Whether that's true or not, I can't prove, but they claim it is. That is a very old church, though. And when you look at it, it looks in great shape. So the town has put a lot of money into it to make it keep with a nice look. In 1822, they added the steeple and the bell and the belfry, of course. And if you notice, there's a clock on it, the four sides of it. Now, the clock is not owned by the church. When you see a clock inside of a steeple of Congregational Church in Massachusetts, it's usually the town or city that had it installed and paid rent to the church to have it there. And the reason why, as society became less agricultural and more regimented around mills and uniform schooling, they often had clocks installed into these very big steeples. The reason why they wanted the people of the town to be able to look up and see the time. Most people couldn't buy a timepiece of any form, and so they needed a way to tell what the time was. And the same with bell. The bell, usually in the 1700s, churches like this didn't have bells. They were installed later, and sure, for religious reasons, but also for civic reasons. People had to know that things were going on, whether there are events starting up, or maybe they wanted to bring it at noon time so everyone could hear it and know set their time to be known. So these things came a little bit later after the church. Now, the church itself is a typical colonial look to a church, and it's quite beautiful and well taken care of.
And stay tuned, and we will be right back after this quick break. Are you fascinated by history and eager to explore the hidden gems of Massachusetts? Or maybe just looking for an exciting but educational activity for the family? Look no further than Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, founded by Robert Comu. With over a decade of experience, Robert offers captivating public tours and presentations of historic sites and landmarks throughout the state. Whether you're interested in canals, cemeteries, or charming old churches, Robert's tours provide a unique and enriching experience for all. And that's not all. You can also book private tours tailored to your interests, ensuring a personalized and unforgettable adventure. Simply visit holyokecanaltour.org or email Robert at bobcat4214 @yahoo.com to schedule your private tour today. But wait, there's more. Don't miss out on Robert's podcast and video series, Canal Days, where you can dive even deeper into the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. And his tours are perfect for families or groups of all sizes. Robert's Tours offers fun and educational activities that bring history to life. So why wait? Discover the past with Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke and make memories that will last a lifetime. Back to Canal Days and our Southampton First Congregational Church episode. And so, where is the parsonage located in regards to the church?
Well, every church, whatever denomination you have, it'll have lots of other components to it. And this church has a parsonage, and it's on 9 Maple Street, within walking distance, of course, of the church. And other components such as, what about Sunday school? They probably would have had that in the basement of the church. Most Congregational churches had it that way, unless they added additions to it. And of course, the cemetery is about a third of a mile towards the north along College Highway, and the old-time settlers and, of course, members of this First Congregational Church would be buried inside of there. There are other cemeteries, but they would have probably belonged to another church. There's a Gridley Cemetery nearby, where the Gridley family probably belonged to this church. So, and you can bet that the center of Southampton is considered to be this church, and it hasn't really grown much beyond that. And so a lot of the key components you would think should be near the center are here, and this church really provides an anchor for them all.
And what is the neighborhood like around the area?
Well, across the street from this church, right in the middle of looks like a plaza or green, there's a memorial area where there's memorial plaques to the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, the World Wars, and more recent wars. And so it's a very historic area. Also, the Edwards Public Library is very close by. And so you have a lot going on in this area. Some of the oldest homes, of course, are in this area. Remember, if you're settled and then you're a town by 1775, that means the older homes will be either federal-style homes or colonial-style homes. And there's plenty of those around this area. So as you walk around the center, you're going to see several. So this is historic Southampton.
And thank you for tuning in to Canal Days in today's episode on the Southampton First Congregational Church, and for joining us on our journey through the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. We hope you enjoyed uncovering some of the hidden gems and fascinating stories that shape our past in the state of Massachusetts. And special thanks to Robert Comu, founder of the Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, for sharing his passion and expertise with us. Remember, you can find more information about Robert's tours, book private tours, and explore Canal Days videos and podcast series at holyokecanaltour.org. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, and share. We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, keep exploring and discovering the history that surrounds us.